friends, I am so excited to bring you this project featuring Grandma's Attic by Mintay Papers. I cut out all of the papers from that bonus sheet, or I cut out all of the die cuts from the bonus sheet, and I'm going to document that photo that you see right there. That is a picture that I found on Ancestry. That is my great grandmother. And it just so happens she looks remarkably like me. So that's really fun since I've never seen any of the photos of this lady. And I'm going to use that Chippies set. It's Chippies Decor Clock Set and papers 1, 3, and 7 from the collection pack. Now I'm also going to use the 6x8 piece of, the 6x8 book because my photo is rather tall and I want to be able to mat my photo a number of times using that. So what you see right there is I was using an X-Acto knife or a bladed knife, whatever you want to call it, to cut out my little Chippies clock pieces, and I'm going to leave them the color that they are. It matches the collection gorgeous, or perfectly I should say. And I'm just going to back them with pieces of paper that are in this 6x6 paper pad. So I've used the 6x6, the 6x8, the cover sheet, and a few pieces that are in this collection. I'll have the supply list down below though, don't worry. So what I'm doing now is just going to audition a bunch of pieces and decide where I might like them. So I, of course, have my clocks down first. Then I grabbed the largest florals. Okay, let me look for the tags. You know, I'm doing a bit of like with like so that the embellishments get spread around in 3 different clusters. But, you know, keeping in mind that the photo with the cluster is going to be the absolute star of the show because, you know, I decided it should be. This lady deserves some respect and she is going to get it with all of these scrappy goodies. So I will continue tucking and tucking. I love the Edison bulbs. So I want to make sure, those little Edison lights, I want to make sure that they get their due in each cluster. I will end up putting the smallest flowers and all of the butterflies on the layout towards the end. This is the part where I just want to kind of get the vibe of how I want this project to go. And if there are pieces I'm no longer going to use, I like to get them out of my little pile because I end up using a lot more product when I narrow things down, which doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. But in this case, I really wanted to get into those pieces that I detail cut out, and I use almost the entire sheet. I think that is just so incredibly awesome. Now I have these gorgeous little, they're like little leafy bits, and I think they're the most beautiful little bits, and I tucked them in as well. So what I'm gonna have to do now is spend some time attaching all of my bits and pieces down. And I did not end up scuffing up any of the other pieces. I did scuff up my main background piece as well as my photo mats. Now this is the chipboard sticker sheet and I love them. You get a little bit of extra dimension, you get some nice wordy bits, different shapes, and I want to make sure to include some of the word stickers as much as possible. So this piece is going to be my title, and then I will go ahead and get the word vintage and antique tucked into the other 2 clusters. Now, the newsprint that we see here, I love text, and Mintay is so great about including it. So I'm going to just tuck them in. It's going to give me just yet more goodies to look at as we go. And I'm deciding if I need anything else. I'm pretty satisfied. I don't believe I'm going to use that large piece that you see on the right that reads snaps from the past. I ended up having just the right amount of my goodies. So I am taking a look going, do I need anything else? But I am pretty happy with this. I loved that digging up roots piece. And the reason why is, like I said, I was hunting through some Ancestry stuff and I found some photos of people that I clearly, have never met, but I never knew about either. So Here is where I'm gonna start popping some of those sweet little butterflies in and making sure to have their little wings up because it's giving me a nice little vibe with some additional dimension, and it looks like they're flowy. I mean, how pretty is that? So we're gonna pop that in. I did put those extra little floral bits in to round out my layers anywhere I felt like they needed to be. Oh, and the clock that's on the right side in the photo part of the layout, I trimmed the side of that because I wanted it to be just a little bit cut off. So they did make these absolutely gorgeous bases. And like I said, the natural color of the Chippies matched the Grandma's Attic collection so incredibly well. I'm going to go ahead and use some gold glittery enamel dots that are just from my stash to add a little bit of shine. And then I think what I'm going to do is pick out a little bit of mixed media product and get that on here. I want a little bit of splatty bits, giving me something that's going to be on both the background and the foreground. So here's where I'm just getting some splatties in. I have a lighter gold, and then I'm gonna go in with this one that's a lot more metallic, adding just a little bit of water to make it move more. But this is going to give me this really nice sparkly glow all around my clusters. So take a look at this. I have my splatty bits on there. I think they're ever so pretty. They're here and there all over my layout, and I think it ended up bringing it all together. And look at that dimension. It is just awesome. All right, so once again, I will have the supply list down below. Thank you guys so much for watching.